till now we have completed I have completed 2 models. That is, we have discussed about generation, transmission, distribution, and in second model we have discussed about parameters, transmission line parameters. This is a stepwise. Okay, in first model we read about generation, transmission, distribution, and in second model we read about the transmission line parameters, and in third model the performance of transmission line. Okay, here the important consideration in the design, that is a important consideration in the design and operation of a transmission line are the determination of voltage drop, line losses, and efficiency of a transmission. These are the 3 important points while they consider in the design and also the operation of a transmission line. They determine the voltage drop, line loss, and efficiency of a transmission line. Here we have already discussed about, that is, resistance, inductance, and capacitance. Okay, we have derived so many topics, and that is the inductance of a single phase and inductance of a 3-phase and single circuit and double circuit, that too with symmetrical and unsymmetrical, and also similar cases for capacitance also. Here these values are greatly influenced by the line constants. That is, line constants are resistance, inductance, capacitance of the transmission line. If we shall develop formulas by which we can calculate voltage regulation, line losses, and efficiency of a transmission lines. What they are saying in this chapter, what we will develop, we develop a formulas by which we can calculate the voltage regulation, line losses, and efficiency of the transmission lines. These formulas are important for 2 principal reasons. Why we need these formulas means, firstly, they provide an opportunity to understand the effect of the parameters of the line on bus voltage and flow of power. They are saying that first main reason is we will understand, we get the opportunity to understand the effect of parameters, that is the variation of resistance, capacitance, inductance of the line, okay, on bus voltage and flow of power. Secondly, they help in developing an overall understanding of what is occurring on electric power system. Next is a classification of overhead transmission lines. A transmission line has 3 constants, that is resistance, capacitance, inductance, that is distributed uniformly along the whole length of the line. The resistance and inductance form the service impedance, that is Z is equal to R plus JXL. The overhead transmission lines are classified as short transmission line, medium transmission line, long transmission line. In short transmission line, one by one we shall discuss. Okay, in short transmission lines, the length of an overhead transmission line is up to 50 kilometers. This is first point. Okay, you need to remember, in short transmission line, the length, that is when the length of length of an overhead transmission line is up to that is 50 kilometer. Okay, and the line voltage is comparatively low, that is less than 20 kV. Okay, less than 20 kV, and it is usually considered as a short transmission line. Here, due to short transmission line, smaller length and lower voltage, we don't consider the capacitance here. Okay, the capacitance effects are small and hence it can be neglected. Only while studying the performance of a short transmission line, here we consider the resistance and inductance of the line are taken into account. We don't consider the capacitance. In short transmission line, only R and L is considered because it is a short transmission line. It has a length that is 50 kilometer, and also it has a low voltage level, that is line voltage is less than 20 kV. That's why they don't consider the capacitance. Smaller length, lower voltage. The capacitance effects are small and that's why they neglect. Next is a medium transmission lines. When the length of an over transmission line is about 50 to 150 kilometer, they are saying that when the length of an over transmission line, that is a short transmission line is 50 kilometer, medium transmission line is 50 to 150 kilometer, and the line voltage is here greater than 20, less than 100. It is considered as a medium transmission line. Due to sufficient length and also voltage of the line, the capacitance effects are taken into account. Okay, here capacitance is considered. For purpose of calculations, that is distributed capacitance of the line is divided and lumped in the form of condensers shunted across the line at one or more points. Transmission line. Long transmission line, that is kilometer, it is the length of the line is, length of a over transmission line is more than 150 kilometer and the line voltage is more than 100 kV. It is considered as a long transmission line. For the treatment of such a line, the line constants are considered uniformly distributed over the whole length of the line, and vigorous method, that is vigorous method, are employed for solution. Okay. While studying the performance of a transmission line, it is desirable to determine its voltage regulation and also transmission efficiency. Voltage regulation. When a transmission line is carrying a current, there is a voltage drop in the line due to resistance inductance of the line. They are saying that when a transmission line is carrying a current, then there will be a voltage drop due to resistance and also inductance. The result is that receiving end voltage of the line is generally less than the sending end voltage. For example, if we are sending the 230 voltage at the for example 11 kV we are sending, at the receiving side it will be not 11 kV. Okay, for example, if we are sending 230 voltage, then at the receiving end it may be 210, 215 like that, due to losses they are saying. Okay, the result is that receiving voltage of the line is generally less than the sending end voltage. That means the voltage drop Vs minus Vr in the line is expressed as a percentage of receiving end voltage, and that is voltage regulation. Okay, no load voltage minus full load voltage divided by full load voltage, Vs minus Vr divided by Vr into 100. This is the percentage of voltage regulation formula. It is desirable that the voltage regulation of a transmission line should be low. They are saying that the transmission line, the voltage regulation of a transmission line, it should be low. The increase in load current should make very little difference in the receiving end voltage. Next is the transmission efficiency. Efficiency means we write that output divided by input into 100. The power obtained at the receiving end of a transmission line is generally less than the sending end power due to losses in the line resistance. Here what they write is receiving end power divided by sending end power into 100. That is Vr into IR cos phi r divided by Vs into Is into cos phi s. That is into 100. This is the receiving end and this is the sending end power. Next is the performance. That is single phase short transmission lines. The effect of line capacitance are neglected for short transmission line. Therefore, while studying the performance of such a line, only resistance and inductance of the line are taken into account. I have already said about that. Due to short length and also that is line voltage less, so we consider in short transmission line resistance and inductance. Here the equivalent circuit of a single phase short transmission line is shown in the figure. Here the total line resistance and inductance are shown as in the, that is as shown, concentrated are lumped of being distributed. You can see here resistant and XL. There will be so many resistance and there will be so many reactance in the that is inductance in the transmission line. It is a concentrated, they are lumped together. I is equal to load current, R is equal to loop resistance, and XL is a loop reactance, and VR is a receiving end voltage, cos phi R is a receiving end power factor, Vs is equal to sending end voltage, cos phi S is a sending end power factor. This is the phasor diagram. Okay, if you observe this one, A, the sending end voltage, receiving end voltage. Between sending and receiving end voltage, there is a losses IXL. Okay, and this is IR. There is a losses between sending and receiving. Okay, this is a current phi R and phi S. That is Vs with respect to I is phi S, and VR with respect to I means this angle between is phi R. Okay. Now the phasor diagram of the line for lagging load power factor is shown in the figure. From the right hand triangle ODC, we get that ODC. I have considered ODC. Okay. From ODC, what they have written, OC square is equal to OD square plus DC square. Okay. So OC is equal to, here from OC. Okay, this is Vs. So Vs square. What about here? We don't know the value. From O to D, we don't know the value. From E to D, we can write IR. Okay, but what about from O to E? Okay, we can write here. You can see the note O to E, and this one A. VR, this is one VR, and the angle between this that is A and E is phi R. Cos phi R is equal to adjacent divided by hypotenuse. That is OE divided by OA is equal to OE divided by VR. Okay. So OE is equal to what? VR into cos phi R. That is what they have written here. OE, instead of writing OE, they have written VR cos phi R. ED is equal to nothing but IR. Okay. Similarly, here from B to D and B to C. B to C is IXL, and D to B we don't know. What we can write that? Sin phi R is equal to opposite by hypotenuse AE divided by OA. AE is equal to VR sin phi R. Okay. AE is similar to AE is similar to DB. So what we can write? VR into sin phi R. Okay, that is what we have written here. VR into sin phi R plus IXL whole square. Okay, Vs is equal to square root of VR cos phi R plus IR whole square plus VR sin phi R plus IXL whole square. Percentage of voltage regulation is equal to Vs minus VR divided by VR into 100, and sending end power factor means OD divided by OC is equal to VR cos phi R plus IR divided by Vs, and power delivered line losses is equal to VR into IR into cos phi R, and power sent out, that is VR into IR into cos phi R plus I square R, that is power sent out means total power output. Okay, power sent out, that is what we are sending, receiving end side. Okay, total output what we get, power sent out. Okay, this is input, what we get, power delivered divided by power sent output. Okay, now VR IR cos phi R divided by, that is output divided by input plus losses we can write. Okay, power delivered divided by power sent out is equal to, that is VR IR cos phi R plus losses, that is I square R into 100. An approximate expression for the sending end voltage Vs can be obtained as follows. That is, we have drawn a perpendicular from B and C, and OA produced as shown in the figure. If you observe the figure, you will understand this one. Okay, here OC is not nearly equal to OF. This is similar diagram, just we have shifted, we have drawn a perpendicular line. Okay, OC is equal to, okay, from O to C we can write. Similarly, we have extended the line. Here you can observe we have drawn a perpendicular line, and this line we have extended. OF, okay, OF is nothing but O to A to G, G to F. Okay, O to A to G, G to F. Okay, O to A, again A to G, G to F can be written as B to H. That is what they have written here. Okay, O to A means nothing but VR. So they have written VR. A to J is nothing but IR into cos phi R, and B to H is nothing but IXL sin phi R. Okay, if you take out this angle is, okay, if you take out this angle, then this is the BH is the opposite. Okay, and here also this is angle is there. So when you consider this is adjacent, so IR cos phi R, this is opposite. Okay, BH is opposite, so IXL sin phi R. Solution in complex notation, that is, it is often convenient and profitable to make the line calculations in complex notations. Taking VR as the reference phasor, draw the phasor diagram as shown in the figure 3. It is clear that Vs is a phasor diagram, sum of VR and IZ. Okay, Vs is equal to, they are saying VR plus IZ, that is IZ include IR plus IXL. Okay, VR vector is equal to VR plus J0. I vector is equal to I at angle minus phi R because it is lagging, and I cos phi R minus J sin phi R. This can be written as like this. Okay, cos phi R minus J sin phi R. And Z at, that is vector, Z vector is equal to R plus JXL. Vs vector is equal to VR vector plus I vector plus I into Z vector. Okay, VR plus J0 plus, what is the I as usual. What about Z? Z is equal to I into cos phi R minus J sin phi R, what we got. And what about Z? R plus JXL, substitute. Okay, when you calculate this, when you multiply I cos phi R, that is I cos phi R into R, IR cos phi R, IXL sin phi R. This is the real part. Okay, this is all imaginary part. What we can write in the normal form, that is Vs is equal to square root of, this is the complex notation. Okay, this is in the complex notation. Vs is equal to square root of VR plus IR cos phi R plus IXL sin phi R whole square plus IXL cos phi R minus IR sin phi R whole square. The second term under the root is quite small and can be neglected with the reasonable accuracy. Therefore, approximate we get that Vs is equal to, here square root get cancelled, square get cancelled. Vs is equal to Vr Ir cos phi r plus Ix sin phi r. If you observe the complex notation, what we have solved and what we got from the phasor diagram is similar. Okay. Solution in complex notation and what we got in the by solving the equation also we get the same equation. Okay, in next class we shall discuss with the problem, that is problems on this. Okay.